Oh, the excitement of purchasing your first airsoft rifle. But are you aware of what you need to consider before choosing the right one for you? Hi folks, I am Kerem and this is my list of 10 essential considerations for your airsoft rifle. Let's get right to it. So before I started with my new series on my ICS Komodo S3 DMR conversion, I wanted to make one video about my opinion on the question that I've been encountering in many different forums and in Facebook groups from new players or for airsoft enthusiastic people. This is the question of which should be my first rifle? What should I buy? I have this much of money. What is the right rifle, the best rifle to buy? So before starting the new series, as I mentioned, and after completing my series on my SSG-10, where you can check the link that is above, if you haven't seen my series on SSG-10 upgrades yet, I wanted to actually answer this question from my perspective. So therefore, I came up with a list of 10 essential items that we need to consider before purchasing any rifle or any gun for entering airsoft. So let's start with number one. The very first consideration, and will be our also last consideration, is your budget. Whoever tells you otherwise, they are wrong. First consideration is your budget, because if you want to play airsoft like paintball, going once a year, twice a year, you don't need budget, you don't need to buy a rifle, you don't need to do anything. Go, have some fun, rent your gear, borrow it from your friends, all is good, you don't need to worry about anything. But if you're turning airsoft into a hobby, then first thing to consider is your budget. We are going to, when we start with our list, you're going to see why the budget is the biggest consideration. But as a forward, I would like to give you one single information that I noticed from my experiences. There is no best rifle. There is a well-tuned and a rifle right for you. And that comes with all this list together, ending up with the budget you have. Let's move to the second item on our list. In order to talk about the second item on our list, we basically need to understand the power source that is going to trigger the BB flight. So we can have electric powered rifles, we can have gas powered rifles, which are HPA, CO2 and green gas powered rifles. So there are also three types of the gas powered rifles, or it can be also a spring powered rifle. So the second item on our list is basically trying to give you a general information on what you can purchase and which guns or which rifles are using these ones in order to have the best tuning for the type that you are playing. We are going to look into a combination of the types and feels and look, but first of all, we need to know what is going to be your power source, which is going to depend or which is going to also affect your the secondary units that you need to get for these types of rifles, like batteries for AEGs, gas tubes or CO2 cartridges for gas-powered ones. For the spring ones, basically you don't need much, but you need to know what types of sources you can get in an airsoft rifle. Let's move to item number 3. Number 3 in our list is feeling of the rifle. So by feeling, we are saying about the size, the weight, the material that has been used in the rifle, or also the feeling of reality, meaning would you like to have a blowback rifle or non-blowback rifle, meaning if you would like you to have this blowback effect on the rifle. Even many rifles right now with AEGs on the advanced level actually come with the blowback option. Not like the gas-powered ones, but you have the options. This is all about what you would like to feel. So do you want to have a huge sniper, long one, because you want to be one of the snipers like you saw in the movies? Or would you like to have a very lightweight, small assault rifle that you can run and rush through the forest that you're playing in? Would you like to have a realistic feeling and have the whole body of the rifle metal? Or would you like to have a lightweight plastic one so that you don't have back pains? This is one thing that we also need to consider before buying our first rifle. And even for me, I am also still considering for each rifle I get, I'm also considering how much weight. Because when we go out and play on a weekly basis in some events and so on, dailies, not milsims, we are running all day long with a rifle which is like 4 kilos heavy. So eventually after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you get tired and you are not performing that well, and you have some back pains or so on. So it's not that easy to carry a 4.5 kilo rifle, which is actually a toy, all day long and run with it. So this is our third item on our list. Now we move to the fourth one. The fourth item on our list is one of the most important ones. And this is exactly what I have been actually also suggesting fellow Airsoft players or new players that are interested in Airsoft and want to start with, is the role you would like to play. This is one of the most important things that you need to consider. And therefore, the suggestion is go out to an Airsoft field, rent some rifles and so on, and play 1 or 2 games. Then you can understand what makes you have the most fun. It's not about the rifle. It's not about how much people you actually shot and so on. It's about understanding what you'd like to play. Do you want to run and rush on the first wave of the attack? Do you want to play an assault role? Would you like to go with the team, but you want to be the one who's standing behind and protect them? So you can be a semi-sniper or a DMR. Or would you like to be a lone person at the very back with the farthest distance to the opponent and snipe them, which is a sniper role? The very important thing is trying all of them out and then going for the rifle. Here I would like to give one single suggestion for the new players or for the ones who want to start with Airsoft soon. Please leave the sniper to the last. It is not it's not like what we see in the movies. Yes, it's so nice to have headshots, but actually in the game, we are trying to not to have headshots because it's basically painful. So what we are really trying to do is that we try to get the person and not try to be that hero in the movies. So leave the sniper and try some DMRs, try some assault roles, try some different gears, try some different rifles, and then decide on the role, and after that, the rifle. Let's move to the next item. The fifth item on our list is actually not that important as the fourth one, as the roles, but there are some groups, there are some teams, or maybe you have already some friends that are already playing Airsoft and they are recreating a scenery like World War I, World War II, a modern tactical SWAT team, or a unique national feeling with the squad and with the loadout and the gear and the rifles and so on. Or maybe a science fiction one, futuristic weapons, futuristic outlooks. Urban outlooks, can be anything. This is basically maybe the next stages, or this is more dependent on the teams that you are going to play with, but also the style and the concept that you are trying to recreate might have not that significant, but effect on the rifle that you are choosing. So after this one, let's see what we have on the list next. So the sixth item is the one we like the most. Of course, everybody likes the most types of the rifles and the looks of the rifles. So I will try to show some examples what we can have in there. And Of course, holding the rifle and the type of the rifle that you like the most is making you feel the best, because it's the excitement of using that. I don't know where you have seen it or how you dreamed of it. I don't have any idea, but that's exactly the point on our list. So the first one is the assault rifles, but I'm going to start because I have already one here, is an submachine gun. So this is a GNG ARP 556 submachine gun. That is a small and a fast rifle that you have a very quick movement speed and so on, and this is basically for the first runners. This is the ones who like the rush, who just wants to go inside, who would like to play CQB, so close combat games, indoor games and so on. So you can have some submachine guns. Going on, the first on our list is the assault rifles. These are basically the machine guns that are shooting approximately, so the submachine guns can be tuned to shoot around 30 BBs in a second, and normally the machine guns that you can actually use can be tuned also that way, but I'm not sure if it's really that necessary with the distance that you're playing and so on. But these are the types, the assault rifle types, which are like the famous AK-47s, M4s or SCARs, or I have no idea, there are many G36 and so on. So there are a lot of assault rifles on the market, and this is actually the one that I'm using. This is an ICS Commodore S3 DMR conversion. So I am actually going to do my next series on the DMR conversion. So please click the subscribe button and turn on the notifications to not to miss out my new series on this one. But as you can see from the size perspective, they are a little bit bigger than the submachine guns, but the looks and the type and the DMR conversion opportunities, because of the size of the barrel, and which is harder to do with the submachine guns, this is a nice platform, basically generally a nice platform to start with. AK-47s, M4s are easy to start with. The next one I would like to talk about is the one I left for the last one when we were talking about the roles, is the sniper rifle. They are great. Yes, I can admit they look good, they look fancy, they have a huge scope. You can have the scope cam and this and that. They're really fun. Leave it to the last. Believe me, try to find a fellow Airsoft player, go and try it in one game, see how you feel like. But leave it to the end. If you really like the idea of sniping, start with a semi-sniper or DMR, just because the snipers will need more tuning, more upgrades, and also it's a little bit more difficult to play where you are alone at the very back and it's a very slow type of game. Try to leave it at the last one. Do not get as the first weapon or as the first airsoft rifle a sniper. You will not, but you might regret it. So this is also a very nice type. And besides the snipers, of course, we also have the shotguns or miniguns, grenade launchers, combined grenade launchers with M4s and so on. So the type and looks and the feeling like what you want to hold in your hand is another consideration that we have to keep in mind. Let's move to the next topic. Number 7 in our list is the gear and loadout. Remember, it's not going to be actually only the rifle you have to get. You also need to get the gear and the loadout, like the vests and the t-shirts and the pants and the boots. Of course, the most necessary things and the goggles and the mask. You will always have to think about the gear that is going to fit to your role and to your rifle. If you're playing an assault role, that means that you're going to shoot a lot of BBs. That means that you need a lot of mags. That also means that you need to have a protection that also have enough pouches, for example, on your vest, so that you can carry that many magazines to survive the whole game. Because you cannot just play with one magazine and shoot like a DMR when you're in an assault role. Or at the same time, when you're playing with a sniper, you do not need a vest because you're going to be most probably 80 meters behind the enemy line and trying to stick and hide somewhere with a ghillie suit or a bony and so on. You will not need a vest and that many pouches. You will just basically need a belt, a basic belt that can carry your secondary weapon. That's also another consideration that we need to mention, that many fields, please do not forget, many fields do not allow you to play a sniper role if you do not carry a secondary weapon. You can play any other role, any other rifle without a secondary weapon that you carry, but sniper is a different thing. But coming back to the vest and the belt, when you're playing a sniper, you might want to put on a ghillie suit and a belt and you're ready to go. That's basically it. So the gear and the loadout that basically matches to your role is a very important consideration. Number 8 in our list is the necessities. These are the things that you will have to buy. So until now, I actually had to combine many topics because they go together. As you can see that there is not only one single consideration very apart from the other ones. They are a combined solution when you're playing in Airsoft. So the necessities are basically the things that you have to have, like magazines, like BBs, like if you're playing an gas-powered rifle, which was the one of the, I think it was the second on our list, you need to have the green gas tanks, or you need to have some CO2 cartridges, or you also need to have maybe an HPA tank and a bag to carry it. At the same time, if you're playing an AEG, so electric powered rifle, then that means you basically need to have some batteries and spare batteries in your bag and some batteries on your rifle that is going to power the M4 or the AK-47 or whatever you're using. Maybe, not maybe, but you also need a battery charger at home to charge those batteries in order to play the next game, because these are the batteries that you need to charge. So these are the necessities that every Airsoft player has to decide while they are buying or choosing their rifle. This does not come later. This comes with the choosing of any, not the first one, but any rifle. Let's look at the next item, which is the accessories. The 9th item on our list is the accessories. So basically, I would like to show this or use my sniper for the accessories. There are some things that are necessities that we talked about, which are the magazine and so on. But we basically do not need a bipod, like you see here. You do not need a scope cam. You do not need maybe this scope. You might not need the suppressor, which is basically hidden right now under this camouflage bandage. You might not need this magazine holder, which is a dummy plastic piece to hold some magazines, nothing else. So there are some accessories such as sights, red dots, laser sights, flashlights or bipods, foregrips and so on. These are the accessories that you might also would like to consider from a visual perspective, that if you'd like to have it, or from it's the consideration of if you are going to feel better if you have it with the looks or not. These are not necessary. These are just accessories, might help or not help you, but also costs money. So this is actually something that you need to think of before buying or purchasing your first Airsoft sniper. So let's move on to the 10th item on our list. The 10th consideration on our list is an advanced topic. These are the mods, fine-tuning, upgrades and the maintenance that you basically need to consider before buying your first rifle. I know as a beginner nobody actually thinks about that, but here there is a general recommendation. For the first rifle that you're going to have maybe the most experience and then move on to the next one, normally the experienced Airsoft players would recommend get a platform or get a basis which has a lot of aftermarket units or aftermarket pieces that you can buy for fine-tuning, for some upgrading, or if you need them when they are broken. This is the biggest recommendation most probably any experienced airsoft player would give you. So if you would like to go with a sniper rifle, everybody would first come up with the idea of VSR-10. This is a solid platform that has a lot of aftermarket pieces or aftermarket units that you can upgrade and mod and fine-tune. If you're going for an assault rifle, M4s and AKs have the most possible choices and possibilities, lots of possibilities to work with the rifle later onwards. Again, advanced topic, most probably you will leave it until you feel confident with your rifle and you feel confident yourself to open it up and change the gears and the barrels and the hop-up chambers and so on. But keep in mind, try to go with a platform that has many possibilities on the market to upgrade and fine-tune it. This is an additional item that I would like to add. I'm going to give it as the 11th one, but this is just an informative one. You also need to consider where you are going to play. So you need to think about what is available to you in the city you are living. Maybe you do not have any outdoors and you just have some paintball fields that are also rented for airsofters, but they are indoors. There are a lot of places that you can play outdoors. Or are you going to shoot just at your back garden, which is also fine. All is good. The only thing that I would like to give you as an information is that all the fields, all the local fields in different countries have different limits of shooting and joules and basically you need to also consider the weapon type that you are playing in the field, indoors or outdoors, when you're going there. So, as just an example, if you're playing indoors, these are close combat fields and you cannot use a sniper. So basically if you get a sniper and on your city there is only indoor fields that is available to play airsoft, it's not going to work for you. Most probably you might go for a SMG or an assault rifle, which would make more sense. If you have big fields, not a paintball field, because there it also is an assault rifle, but if you have big fields, then you might consider a sniper and see if it's going to work out. Just as an information, try to check where you are going to play at. After counting all these 10 plus the additional items on our essential considerations, we come back to the same topic. It's all about budget. All the things besides the area that you are playing are basically going to cost you. One rule of thumb that I can give you, the rifle you're going to buy will be approximately 40 to 50% of your whole budget. All the rest will be all the necessities, accessories that you will get no matter what, everybody gets them. And then also the loadout and the gear, and then maybe you are going to go for, since I'm playing an assault role, why do not I go for a grenade, a BB grenade, smoke grenades? I would like to have a scope that is actually has a better eye relief, this and that. These are all going to cost you. So enjoy the game. It's not about just stressing yourself about the money, but remember, while enjoying, you're going to spend money. Airsoft is actually an expensive hobby. There is no budget rifle or there is no budget scope. There are good ones, best ones, small ones, low budget ones, mid budget ones. Yes, but the right one for you will be the combination of all these essential considerations, which will give you the most joy and the most fun. So this is going to be my last word on the essentials list. Budget, you need to come up first and then look into the whole thing. And then the rest is only having fun. We came out to the end of my list. I hope actually this helps you all. If I forgot anything, if you have different ideas, if you have actually some other considerations that you had when you had your when you chose your or when you purchased your first rifle, please comment down in the video. I hope that these essential considerations will help the new players to get into it. You can always find more experienced, not the best ones or the most experienced one, but more experienced players than you, and come and ask for help, or try to ask them nicely to try their weapons. If any new player comes to me, I would be glad to help in Austria region, for example. Try to enjoy the game, and enjoying the game will be a complete package of these considerations. So make up your budget, look into what you would like to have, look into your roles, look into what makes you feel most nice and fun in your hand, and then go for it. You will always upgrade them, tune them, you will get different secondary weapons, maybe third weapon, fourth weapon, you will maybe have a collection at the end, but this is going to be a fun topic, a fun hobby for you. So as I said, if I forgot anything or if you have any different ideas, please do not forget to write below here in the comments. Please do not also forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so that, oh, the other gun is there, so that you don't miss my next series on the ICS Commodore S3 DMR conversion. Thank you all. Bye-bye.